Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio, let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon, and you're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Hello, and welcome everybody to BKS1 Radio, the Owl Show. It's your girl, Latoya Chanel, and I am here back at the station. Again, I was not here. Let me make sure my phone is off. Okay. I was not here. Last Tuesday, we had a bit of a snowstorm, and of course, hey, yeah, I need you on. Anyway, I wasn't here last Tuesday because we had a bit of a snowstorm, but I'm back in the building today, and I'm happy to be here, and it's just me tonight, y'all. Listen, y'all know we have weeks where sometimes it's just me talking about whatever the hell it is that I want to talk about, and other times we have guests and really great and amazing interviews, and to be very honest with you, I do have those shows coming up really soon. So let me just give you a quick preview of what I got coming up. So next week we have the ladies from Yoshida Academy. So anybody who has been following in 2023, I started a great relationship with the ladies from Yoshida Academy, and we've been talking about DEI, and y'all know we got this whole red flag series that we've been doing. And we've been going through red flags with friends, red flags with family, red flags in a corporate space, red flags in relationships, just red flags with yourself, just all across the board. So those ladies will be back for the first time this year. They will be back as of next week. So that's what's coming up next week. Then the week after that, I have my girl, Darcella Sassomes, Dr. Darcella Sassomes, who is going to be coming back in the studio. And this is after she wins her prestigious award at the, let me make sure I got this right because y'all know I'm half asleep, the African American Chamber of Commerce. Hi, got it. So the African American Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Darcella Sassomes, who's right here in the studio with me from time to time, and a councilman in the city of Plainfield. She will be receiving an award for, I believe it's community service, on Thursday. So after that, she will be back in the studio, and she will be here with me, and we're going to talk about it. Now, let me just tell you how prestigious these awards are. There are only 4 people getting awards this year, and I don't remember the other 2, but it's Darcella and Benjamin Crump. Yes, Dr. Darcella Sassomes and Benjamin Crump will be receiving awards at the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey on Thursday. So can I clap that up? Don't I got, wait. Don't I got an audience clap? No, it's not working. It ain't working. Anyway, I'm gonna clap it up myself. But anyway, congrats to her. Congrats to them. But she will be in the studio that first week in March. Then the second week in March, everybody, this gentleman, I had the pleasure of interviewing years ago. I couldn't even tell you how many years ago it was, but I know that you all have seen on social media, the comedian Rip Michaels. He had a heart attack recently. I think he was on Fox 5 this morning, and he was talking about having a heart attack, still being on Wild 'N Out. And, you know, he's been talking about, you know, coming back and how he's doing a show at the Apollo, and this will be his first show back, and he'll still be doing Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon. But anyway, on March 14th, Rip Michaels is going to be on the show. He is a friend. I have interviewed Rip before, and as a matter of fact, I talked to him on the way to the, look at my hair, y'all. I talked to him on the way to the studio today. and he's doing well. He's getting himself back out there, even though this is going to be his first show since, you know, this ordeal and having the heart attack. But he is going to be coming on the show on March 14th. So shout out to him. He has a video that I'm actually going to share as soon as I get out of the studio tonight. So that's who did I name? 1, 2, 3. My partner in crime, my bestie, part of the triad, Queen B will be back in the studio with me as well after that. So listen, we just got a whole lot going on over the next month. We got some shows scheduled out from here leading into the spring. That's just a snippet of what we got going on. I got some other really good friends that are doing some big things that are going to be on. We're just trying to get, you know, their schedules together. Some of them are on tour right now. So as soon as they're done touring, they're going to be on the show. And I'm going to have some great shows coming up. But in the meantime, tonight, y'all just got me. That's it. Just me. Just Toya talking about hot topics, talking about whatever it is that I want to talk about tonight in the studio. But I'm always happy to be here, and I'm always happy to be back. Now, I am going to give y'all a disclaimer. I'm a woman of a certain age, and that is a very big age. And I did go in the office today, and I did go home, and my behind went right to sleep before coming here. So y'all should have saw me flying to the studio, trying to put all my clothes and stuff back on. I got one person on the phone talking. I'm trying to fly here, get here to do the show. But I appear to be awake now, right? Y'all see my eyes? Y'all see my eyes? I'm partially awake now. So, you know, I think I'm going to get it together and be able to carry this show until 8 o'clock. But we'll see. If not, y'all going to have to help me out. But in the meantime, I'm here and we're doing it. Let's get started on some hot topics. And tonight, y'all can go ahead and y'all can send me some hot topics too. I did do a couple of videos on Instagram and on Facebook a bit earlier. And I was like, listen, I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. I am going to be on the studio. So if you guys have any topics that y'all want to send to me, anything that y'all want me to say, then let's discuss it tonight. And a lot of you did. Some of the topics are interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna just go with interesting. Shout out to my child who is watching as well. But yeah, you guys sent me some interesting topics, so I'll go ahead and talk about it. But the first one, everybody, because we just having fun tonight. So you know, any little bit of anything can happen, right? The first one tonight. And shout out to Samantha, who was like, yeah, you know, you could probably talk about this. And why? Because everyone is talking about it. What's going on, y'all, with, what's her name on TikTok? Risa Tisa? Okay. So for everybody who does not know, which I don't know how you don't know at this point, there was a young lady, I think her TikTok name is Risa Tisa. She went on and the title of this series that she created on TikTok was Who the F Did I Marry? And she made, I think it was 50 TikTok videos. She is TikTok famous at this point, and that is going to kudos to her, because that is going to go into almost every other area of her life, right? But she is now TikTok famous, where over 900,000 views or more for all 50 of these videos. I know. Okay. So all 50 videos totals about 4 hours of time of just watching and clicking to the next video to see what it is she's talking about. So let me give you the premise. Again, the title is Who the F Did I Marry? And basically, she chronicles her life meeting a gentleman in March of 2020, 2 weeks before the lockdown started, during the pandemic, 2 weeks before the lockdown started. And she chronicles this journey from their conversation on the phone, where they decided to move in with each other within a 2-week time period, to purchasing a home, or so she thought, purchasing cars, or so she thought, her being pregnant and then losing a baby, her talking to his family on the phone, or so she thought, and just a host of other things. There are literally 50 videos of a man she met being a compulsive liar, right? And people are eating all of this up. People are literally watching all 50 videos and listening to every single aspect of her story with this "who the F did I marry?" Here's what LaToya did, right? Because LaToya does not have 4 hours on TikTok. Now, I do spend a good amount of time on TikTok scrolling. Let's not get it twisted. My friends can tell you I spend a good amount on TikTok scrolling, and whenever I see a good video or something that's funny, I will send them out back to back, and I can go down a rabbit hole for hours at a time seeing videos and sharing them back to back. Anybody that's close to me can tell you that, right? But there was something about when I watched one of this young lady's video, and I couldn't do it. There was no way. And a lot of my friends watched all 50 videos. There was no way I was going to be able to watch it. Now, if y'all are watching me right now, you know you have to take pauses, you have to take breaks. Sometimes you have to talk slow. I actually talk pretty fast, but sometimes you have to talk slow and slow things down for effect. It's like in the Bible where it says Selah, that means breathe and understand, process basically something that was just said. She does that like a pro as she's telling these stories. One video, y'all. I watched one video and I said, absolutely not. I could not watch all of them. And I'm going to tell you which video I watched. I watched the video where she was talking about the house and how she thought this man, at the time he wasn't her husband, but where she thought this man was purchasing a home for the two of them. How he showed her paperwork, how they had gone to an appliance store, and apparently he had put a deposit on appliances that were going to be delivered when the house was finished, when they had closed. And she kept saying in this one video, it was just one video, she kept saying in this video that something didn't feel right. But she kept saying, who am I to question? Am I that distrusting? He's showing me paperwork. I'm listening to him talk on the phone. I'm watching him make payments to places. So who am I to question if this is real or not, even when I feel like something is off or even when I feel like something is wrong? Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. She goes through this for about, I only watched like the 4 or 5 minutes of this one video. And that it was excruciating for me to watch because she must have said 6 or 7 times how she didn't trust him. It didn't feel right. But who was she to go back checking him, blah, 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 blah. Who are you? Ladies. Gentlemen, if something consistently does not feel right to you, look into it. Look into it. If it does not feel right, look into it. We are in control of our lives, and I am not victim blaming in no shape or form. I have been in relationships where I've been fooled, duped, and a little bit of everything else. But what I'm saying is, her saying over and over and over again that something just didn't feel right. Girl, look into it. Jeff, you can keep them comments up. Look into it. Look into it. If it did not seem right to you, what was stopping you from calling the bank? What was stopping you from the very papers that he was showing you, calling the mortgage company? You could have went to work. I mean, it was during the pandemic, so people weren't really going anywhere, but I'm sure the man left the house. And you don't even have to do it in a sneaky manner. You can say, hey, you know what? I wanted to talk to them. This is your partner. This is the person that she was married. You could say, Oh, yeah, with the paperwork you saw me, I wanted to call them to say blah, 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 out of concern, have a question or whatever it is. And you could have checked. But she goes along with this man's lies. And I'm only talking about the housing situation. She goes along with this man's lies the entire time. But the entire time not listening to her intuition that something was wrong. People. Is my child still watching? If my child is on here, if something does not feel right to you, if it does not feel right to you, please, people, look into it. Please, people, check on it. We have to stop wasting our lives doing that. Now, I can say from a woman's perspective who has been in relationships that did not work out, and you're trying to be this soft girl and be in this soft girl era and allow a man, leave space in your life for a man to lead and all of that. La, 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 la. I get all of that. It's coming back to it at a big age. You're trying to find your place, who you are, figure that out. I get all of that. But there is a balance. There is a balance between this soft girl era that all of these big age adult women desire and knowing when you can open your mouth and say something. Trusting someone and allowing them to lead that you're going to eventually marry and be in a relationship with is very different from being led blindly while making major decisions in your life. Major decisions in your life. And according to this lady's 50 videos, again, the man was supposed to be buying a house, and then eventually that fell through because he was lying the entire time. He was supposed to be buying her a car, and then that fell through because he was lying the entire time, amongst a whole host of other things that he lied about. He lied about he was married prior to her. He lied about some children that he apparently had, that one died or something. Like, just a whole bunch of just a whole bunch of stuff. I get why everyone's talking about it now, because it's hella interesting. Hell, I should probably do the same thing myself with some of the relationships that I've had. But it's definitely hella interesting. But I will say this. My main point is you have to pay attention, everybody. And again, she feels like she was seeing everything that she was supposed to see. But sometimes we see everything that we want to see and not actually what is, right? Sometimes there are things that are, right in front of us, and people are like, how do I question something that's right in front of me? But again, God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, especially as women, I don't know if men have the same kind of intuition that we have, but especially as women, we have a certain kind of intuition that if something is just not feeling right, it's okay for you to question. It's okay for you to look into it. I'm not saying walk around your entire life not trusting people, but she had been in a relationship with him for this time period and nothing about him felt right to her. Nothing about him felt right to her. And all I'm saying is trust your intuition. Things did not have to get that far. You didn't have to wait for him to somewhat buy you a car or tell you that he was going to buy you this car or any of the things, or the house, or whatever else was going on. You didn't have to wait for that. So listen, she then goes on to say that she made all of these videos, not just to share her story to bash him, but it was more accountability for her, and it was more, of a lesson for her. Now, if anybody gets lessons about and through relationships in their life, it's me. You know what I mean? There is no way I could sit here behind this microphone and act like I've gotten that area of my life so right, and I've done everything so right and so perfect, and I wouldn't fall for anything. I could not sit here and honestly say that at all. But what I can say is trust your intuition. trust your intuition. If something kept feeling wrong, no matter what was in your face, check on it. And this is also why you can't, oh my God, child, I could get on a whole soapbox about this. And because we've talked about this so much. This is also why you got to have good family members and good girlfriends. You have to. You have to. What a lot of people don't realize is everybody's like, no, you can't have a lot of friends and a lot of family when you're in a relationship because people want to be in your relationship and people will ruin things, yada, yada, yada. Yes, that does happen. That absolutely does happen. There are people that, for whatever reason, may not want you in certain relationships, you know, because they either want you all to themselves or you know, they've put you in a certain box where they want you to be or whatever the case is, right? But there's a lot of situations where if people didn't have the certain kind of friends or family members that they had, they wouldn't even be in that relationship. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me case in point. I have the type of friends. I don't have yes friends. Shout out to Jason. Hey, Jason, talking about some good boo-boos. I have my friends, my girls, my guys that I call my real friends are accountability partners. I don't have yes people around me. There is not one person around me that just goes along to get along just because. And when I say not one, I mean not one. Hey, child. Anyway, my ski partner just logged on. But anyway, hey girl. Anyway, but yeah, there's not, I don't have anybody, not friends, not families or whatever, that's just going to kiss my behind and say, yeah, girl, you right. And, you know, especially on social media, they have all those memes about two delusional females just saying they right back and forth to each other, which I think is hilarious. But I don't have that. I don't have that in my circle. Y'all see my shirt that says, wait, let me move my hair, that says curate your squad. Curate your squad so that it helps to create the best version of you in your life. How about that? Curate your squad so that you are constantly growing and constantly achieving. Because anytime you have a bunch of yes people in your circle, you're not winning, you're not moving, you're not learning, and you're not growing. And you don't need that. But in terms of this situation with the Risha Tisha, the young lady from TikTok, girl, where were your friends? Is it me? Girl, where were your friends? Did anybody, maybe I missed that part in the 50 videos because I did not watch all 50 videos. So maybe, you know, I had to get the cliff notes because I was like, I absolutely cannot watch all of these. But where were your friends, honey? Where was your family? I get it's a pandemic. Let me tell you something. I still stayed close to my friends and family, even during the pandemic. It got to the point where if we weren't on FaceTime, we was on somebody's screen, we was on somebody's computer, we was sitting outside, however many feet apart that we needed to be. But my friends and my family are around. And for her to go through all of this with this man, girl, where were your friends? Somebody, did anybody watch this? Can y'all help me out with this? Where was her friends at? Did you run this past your friends? Did you run the stuff he was saying past your family? Because the one video I saw where she was saying, I saw him put the down payment on the appliances for the new house. So I just knew that down payment for appliances? I mean, I just bought a brand new dryer. Can you put a down payment on an appliance in the store? Do they do that? Jeff, they do that? I'm seriously asking. You either buying it in the store or you not. Like, I mean, maybe it was a layaway program. I don't know. Maybe certain appliance stores still have layaway. I don't know if Home Depot or PC Richards still has layaway. Maybe y'all can help me out with this because I'm not sure. But, girl, what? You saw him put a down payment on the appliances for y'all new house. So you didn't question it because you just knew that that was right or that was the thing to do. I ain't never seen that before. But the fact of the matter is I would have immediately called one of my people and said, yeah, you know, he put he put a deposit down on some appliances. I'm going to tell you, every single last one of my friends would have been like, he did what? You might want to look into that, because what store was y'all in that he put down a down payment in the store for appliances to be delivered instead of paying for them outright? Bing, 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 bing. Red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags. Like I said, I did a whole series on red flags all last year, and they will, you know, the ladies of Yoshida Academy will be back in studio with me next week, and we'll be talking about more red flags. But as far as red flags in relationships are concerned, girl, that was, I don't know how much redder that flag could have been. So my question is, to her, is where were your friends? Where were your family? Where is your trusted circle? Where is your wise counsel? The Bible talks about wise counsel, right? Where was your wise counsel that while this man was literally just completely making up all kinds of lies and tales to your face this entire time, who were you running any of this by? No. You are not supposed to tell all of your business while you're in a relationship. I completely know that. But you are supposed to have a trusted circle where you can run things by to see if it makes sense. And especially with her, as she kept saying, something didn't feel right and something felt off. My question is, you ain't run none of this past anybody that you trust? Where they could have said to you, girl, no, that don't even seem right. That don't even sound right. Or he said this, well, what about this part? Where you could have went back and questioned, or you could have went back and called yourself. You literally just met this man and then within 2 weeks moved him in and trusted every single thing he said, even after everything started falling through. Even after everything started falling through, you just believed him on to the next thing. Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Again, I'm not victim blaming. And she, and like I said a couple minutes ago, to note, she did say this was more about accountability and learning lesson for her. So I get that part of it. But while all of this was going on, you know what? I don't know. I got friends. I got friends and I got family. And somebody would have said something. If I said, oh, we supposed to be buying a house, but who, Mano? Oh, we supposed to be buying a house, but this didn't happen because of this and that didn't happen because of that. First of all, I got friends and family in real estate, and I don't care if it was in a pandemic or not. I'd have ran it past them. It wouldn't have even been for the purposes of trying to catch him out there or not trusting this new man that I was in a relationship with. It really would have been to just be like, oh, okay. If I'm sharing, especially with my close friends and my close family, like, yeah, girl, well, you know, we still waiting and, you know, it's a delay because, you know, he was saying la, 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 la. Whatever the lie was he was saying. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about my circle. Let me tell you about my circle, okay? My circle. Let me tell you about my circle. Male, female, I don't care what friends they are, near, far. Hey, shout out to Ish. I don't care where they are, who they are, and what they are. They would have been like, no, Toya, that don't sound right. And even if it didn't start out as a facetious conversation, I'd have been like, really? Because he was saying that this was like this because of blah, 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 blah. They'd have been like, yeah, no, that don't sound right. And so if I already had that feeling and my intuition was already saying to me, something's not right, and now I'm discussing it with my close circle, now we at a point where it's like, okay, let me start looking into some stuff. So before he would have went on and lied to me further about the car, and by the time she had the miscarriage and all the family stuff, oh God. And then the other thing, she think he's consistently talking on the phone to family members, having business phone calls, and this man wasn't on the phone with nobody. He on there talking about, oh, my brother said hi. She talking about, hey brother, da, da, da. This man wasn't on the phone with nobody, y'all. This man wasn't on the phone with nobody, and got her fooled into thinking that he was. Yo, all this time y'all are with each other, and oh God, so much to say. It was during a pandemic, folks. It was during a pandemic. Everybody was talking to everybody. There was no, oh, I'm on the phone with my brother or my family member, and you personally did not talk to them. Why? Because we had nothing else to do. We had nothing else to do. I actually was in a relationship during the daggone pandemic, and we talked to everybody, and it wasn't just on phone. We would be on camera. Oh, you know what? Let me put you on Zoom real quick, and I'm gonna get you on a TV. We was having family reunions on the TV. We was having all kinds of stuff where everybody was coming into Zoom, and you was looking at people because, I don't know, it was a pandemic. You wanted to look at people. You wanted to feel like you were connected. So how you can fool somebody over a phone and during a time period where everyone's reaching out to want to connect to people it's beyond me. Like, girl, you honestly did not say, let me talk to your brother. Not one time. And he talked to his brother every day for at least a half an hour. And not one time did you say, let me talk to your brother? Or the brother said, let me talk to her? Not once. Not one time. You didn't check that because you just wanted to trust him? No, baby. That ain't the fact. That's not. You're overcompensating. You got to scale it back a bit. You overcompensating at that point because you feel like because you had been single and because this man is now in your life and now you want to trust him. No. Ain't nobody ever said be flat out stupid. Nobody said you got to get in these relationships at these ages now and just be flat out stupid. It's okay to ask questions because she didn't even do that. It's okay to ask questions. What Ish say? Exactly, Ish. Ish said, yes, we were all on Zoom. We were all on WhatsApp. We were all on FaceTime. I don't care what kind of phone device, whatever you had. Everybody was talking to each other on camera for whatever reason. Everybody was. Every party was on Zoom. Every party was on something. So you mean to tell me this man was talking to nobody and lying to you this entire time and you never thought to yourself? Anyway, all she kept saying was it didn't feel right, but who was she to question him? And now we see why 50 TikTok videos later, she says, who the F did I marry? And I mean, honestly, girl, you married the man that was right in your face because he was exactly who he was. You didn't want to see it. And I'm not blaming her for that. You know, a lot of people go through that, especially when we get to a certain point in life and people want to be in relationships and you meet somebody and you just want to take them at face value. But we can't always do that. You can't always do that. And that's something that we have to learn, especially like me. I'll be 45 years old, right? And so, you know, for people that have to start dating again in your 40s, or, you know, I have friends that are in their 50s that desire to have a partner, because everybody don't desire to have a partner. But for those that do, you have to find a balance. You have to, because I mean, let's be very honest. When you get to this point, you are very much stuck in your ways, right? And you are very much who you're going to be. Most people that get in relationships at older ages don't want to be what's the word I'm looking for? Accommodating? Is that it? Is it accommodating? Most people don't want to be accommodating. Most people don't feel like they want to compromise at this particular point in life, right? So it's like we get to these ages and we're just like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing it. But for those that do, you can't compromise all of your values, all of your boundaries, and just completely throw common sense out the window just to be in a relationship. Like girl, you can't. You can't do that. And if you know you are prone to that, I pray for people that if you know you are prone to do that and you're prone to act like that, you need a trusted circle, because people got to watch out for you. No matter what your age is, people have to watch out for you. That's why I said, even for people who don't develop romantic relationships at this big age, whether you want them or not, what about your circle? Because I'm gonna always go back to your circle. Who is in your circle? Who are your trusted circle? Who is your trusted friends? Who is your your trusted friends, your family members? Who do you run ideas past? You know what I mean? All the stuff that's going on in your head. Who do you run ideas past before executing or before having certain conversations? Where are those people? Even if you're not developing romantic relationships, at least develop that. At least develop that. So you have a good circle of influence. At least develop that. Because if this girl from these TikTok videos had done that, I don't think she would have wasted the amount of time that she did. And I don't think she would have relied on him for all of the lies that, he had spewed her way. She wouldn't have been relying on him for so much if she had a trusted circle of people saying to her, well, no, I don't think that sounds right, friend, or niece or child or whatever. This doesn't seem right, or he doesn't seem genuine, or that doesn't work like that, or real estate doesn't work like that, cars don't work like that, this isn't what's going on during the pandemic, this isn't. Like, somebody should have been able to say something to her where she did not waste this much time, effort, and energy on him to the point where she can make 50 videos about this relationship to this man that she married. Again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to give the same disclaimer that I gave a few minutes ago. We all been through some stuff. At whatever ages it was, we all been through some stuff. This is not me trying to victim blame her. This is not me trying to, bash her like, oh, she's stupid. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't do that, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. I definitely do not do that. But her having these 50 videos on TikTok, which again, is very marketable for her. So kudos and shout out to her, like I said. But this is a teachable moment. And this is a teachable moment, I feel like, for women and men, but I'm just going to deal with the women right now. This is a teachable moment for women of a certain age about keeping boundaries and finding balance when trying to date and get into relationships after a certain point in life. Right? I mean, y'all can talk back to me here in the comments. I see some people are. What did you say, Aisha? She said, yes, accommodating. And she said, with that virus on 10, how the heck did she trust a new dude in her face? Eesh, it is. I'm so glad I only saw one post that summarized everything from her 50 videos. Yeah, for me, like I said, I watched one of them and it was excruciating. I was like, no, I already knew what had happened after watching just one video. I watched one and I was like, girl, I already see what the problem here is. I don't have to watch the other 49 to figure this out. What'd she say, Nija? She said, I missed it. How old is she? Girl, I don't know, but she ain't no child. She is far from a child. I don't think she's in her 20s at all. She's somewhere in them 30s, 40s, and pretty much old enough to make different decisions. Yeah, she's old enough to make different decisions. But women in particular, we get caught up wanting to be in relationships. We get caught up wanting to have love, and the pandemic, not to excuse any of her behavior, but the pandemic was a very vulnerable time. A lot of us got stuck in situations that we did not want to be in because, listen, I was one of them, because we didn't know what was happening. The world was ending around us. People were dying off left and right. None of us knew what was going to happen next. You were just trying to grab and hold on to whomever and whatever you could at the time, if that's what you wanted. So I completely understand that part too. But at the same time, with this man lying in her face and, over and over and over again, like, it wasn't that she found out all the lies afterwards. Like she said, there were things that didn't feel right and fell throughout the relationship. Throughout the relationship, she was saying, oh, we were supposed to get the house and this fell through. And, oh, we were supposed to get the cars and this fell through. And, oh, this happened. And stuff just kept happening over and over and over and over again. Girl, no, no. Your circle could have said something to you. What Mano said? Mano said, my circle is small, but I can trust them. Exactly. Even if the romantic relationships are not something that you desire, you need to cultivate relationships, and you need to curate your squad, like my shirt says, curate your squad, to have, again, a good sphere of influence and have wise people around you and people that you can trust and people who genuinely love you and genuinely care for you, right? And they're going to tell you the truth. They're not just going to sit there and be like, tell you stuff that you want to hear or watch you going through some foolishness and foolery and not say something. And I know how hard it is to say something to a family member or a friend that's in a relationship and it's not working. A lot of times friendships end or relationships end because, you said, I don't think this is this or that is that. And people get highly offended. People start thinking that people are jealous or envious or want the person that they're with. There's all kinds of things that happen in situations like that, right? But at the end of the day, you have to have a circle of folks that you trust no matter what. That you trust no matter what. And so then as you're moving along in life and as you're making decisions about the additions of other people coming into your life, yeah, it's okay to run certain situations past that trusted circle. Because again, in my circle, it ain't no way in hell. It ain't no way in hell. Already, my cousin is already down in real estate, and I would have told her this and she'd be like, no, that's not true. Really? No. That's not true. You can do this, and this, even if it's still during a pandemic. And so I don't know what he's saying, but you know what? Let me have the number, and then maybe, I can check into da-da-da-da-da. That situation would have been deaded right there. Aisha said the pandemic had people rekindling family, friends, and romantic relationships. People were grasping at any sense of normalcy. Exactly. That's why I said I completely understand that part. She met this man 2 weeks before the world completely shut down. Of course she was holding on to him. Of course she was going to hold on to him. And of course she wanted to believe anything and everything that man said. Anything that he said, she was just, okay. Again, no matter if it felt right to her or not. But now that the pandemic is over and we're not in extenuating circumstances, y'all, we have to do better. And I'm not just talking to women, I'm talking to men too. We got to do better me and, my best friends, I say all the time, while we're having certain conversations, we live and die by our choices. And a lot of times our romantic choices, we live and die by. And you can take that any kind of way you want to, but choosing not to respect your boundaries and choosing not to listen to your intuition can get you into a world of trouble, or can take you out of this world. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. Way too many times to list right now on this show, and way too many examples to even go through. We live and die by our choices. Yes, that's why it makes dating and getting in relationships at a certain point in life so scary, but it's serious. It's a serious decision that you have to make. What did Mano said? Mano said, the pandemic taught me a lot about myself. Absolutely. And he said, he said the pandemic taught him a lot about himself. Oh, and you was talking about losing friends because you opened your mouth and said something. Absolutely. That happens all the time, man. And especially with females, that happens all the time. But, my point is, I don't want to use the word desperation, but I'm going to use it for lack of a better term right now. In her desperation, and for anybody that's just joining me right now, I'm talking about the young lady on TikTok, Risa Tisa, whatever I think that's how you pronounce it, who has the 50 videos that have gone viral, 4-hour time span of everybody watching, that's entitled "Who the F Did I Marry?" And she goes through every video talking about how she had married a compulsive liar that she knew absolutely nothing about, and, all of the trials and tribulations that they went through at that time. And I get it. I understand it. We've all made mistakes in the past where it came to relationships and just brought whatever somebody was telling you. I mean, hell, we all did that. But for her, at this age and at this time, I just feel like we all got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. We cannot be so desperate for love that we just accept anything. And that ain't me just on here just trying to preach or whatever. Listen, I went to therapy. I had to go to therapy so I could learn my own boundaries. Because if anybody had told me before, and I said this before, if anybody had ever told me that I didn't have boundaries, I'd be like, no, I got boundaries. This, that, the other. Child, I went to therapy. I went to therapy, and because y'all know I'm transparent on the show, I went to therapy, and my therapist was like, Latoya, you don't have boundaries. You will consistently go out of your way for this one, that one, this one, this one, that one, this one, that one, with no reciprocity whatsoever. And then you will just keep giving and giving and giving and giving. And what happens if you keep giving and giving? People are going to take. I don't blame the other people. I blame myself for that. And as you get older and people are having heart attacks and heart disease and all kinds of stuff, and stress, especially in African American people, right? Just the amount of stress that we deal with on a daily basis anyway, right? Having someone that is supposed to add to your life in a loving relationship, for you to now have to deal with more stress with them because of some extra foolery? No, y'all. We can't keep living like that. We can't keep doing that. We can't keep putting each other through that. Like, it has to stop at a certain point. It has to stop at a certain point. Like, we honestly, we cannot keep doing that. We cannot keep doing that. I do feel bad. Oh, man, I'm gonna have to get the tea. I do feel bad for her. Again, to a certain extent, because now this girl has gone viral. She's gonna be getting some deals. I'm hoping she gets some kind of endorsements. I'm hoping this is a situation where God is gonna be giving her double for her trouble, and because she shared all of this, all of her hurt and pain and vulnerability publicly, I'm hoping this is going to be a situation where, all of these viral 4-hour videos that she has, Something is going to come out of it. Girl, monetize your pain. Hell, can I monetize mine? Listen, I got a platform right here. Can I start just sharing all of my stories with all of my relationships I've been through, and then some, start monetizing it? I can start getting double for my trouble if I just start sharing some of my stories. Man, no, that wink was for you. But can I start doing that? Maybe not. Hey, Sahir says, so true. Some of us will give until we're spent and empty because there's no one putting back into us. Absolutely. I have to go see this lady's story. I'm going to warn you. There are 50 videos on TikTok and it totals 4 hours. I do know people that have watched 4 hours. They watched all weekend long. Just how, sporadically, watched all 50 videos to get the entire story. And it was something to do over the weekend if you had time. But there are a lot of us who desire to have a partner, desire to have a mate, and all we do is just give because we feel like, well, this person will see me for my heart. This person will see me, see that I'm not stingy, see that I'm not selfish, see that I'm giving out of love. And then, in your mind, you're thinking to yourself, they will then give that back to me. Or in turn, they will see what kind of person I am and love me. Or they will see, all of the things that, I don't know, all of my characteristics and traits, and maybe we'll have a good relationship full of reciprocity where I'm giving to this person and this person is giving back to me. But 9 times out of 10, that it does not happen like that. 9 times out of 10, it does not happen like that. You start off continuing to give to people over and over and over again, and they will only take. There's usually no reciprocity in it whatsoever. And unfortunately, that becomes a very hard life lesson for most of us. And for us that are at these big ages, 40 plus, looking to get into relationships or be married again or for the first time, it usually becomes a hard lesson for a lot of us, not just women, but for men too. And so there's a part of me, like I said, that does feel bad for this young lady, having gone through this and at a very vulnerable time during the pandemic. I hope that she has gained nothing but wisdom from this. I hope that she has gained some clarity about everything that she has been through. I hope that she now has some tips and some tools, a formula or whatever that she is able to stand on moving forward. I hope she knows some things that she can look at as she moves forward next time, Huh? Do I think she's lying? Okay, so Jeff, my producer, is in the other room, and he was like, maybe she was lying about all of this for views. I will say this, great marketing tactic. If she is lying, y'all, if she is lying about all 50 of these videos and every single thing that she said happened, if she is lying about all of this, then listen, kudos to you, girl. If you didn't go through any of this heartbreak and you got 50 videos on TikTok explaining all of these situations in detail and they are complete and utter lies, kudos to you, because you really just made yourself internet famous because of it. And if that was her goal, then she has surpassed it. She probably thought she was going to get a few views, and now the whole world is literally talking about it. So I would hope that she's not, Jeff. If she is, hey, oh well. But if she isn't, and she is just out here looking vulnerable and what's the word? What's the opposite of unwise? What's the opposite of wisdom? Foolish? Foolish. Okay. So if she is out here just looking vulnerable and completely foolish, then I wish her the best. I wish her the best. I wish her the best. Exactly, Ish. Aisha said if she's lying, she better leverage that into a book and some merchandising. That is exactly what I'm talking about. If you, girl, the whole world is watching right now. You put out 4 hours of content on a social media app, and you have over God knows how many hundreds of thousands of millions of views on it for all 4 hours. She is a marketing genius. And you know what? I do marketing for a living, and I should probably get some tips from her if that's the case. Because she did it. She did it. But if she's not, I do hope that she is healing. I do hope that she has gained some wisdom and some accountability for this. And I do hope that she has gotten whatever lesson it is that she needs to get from this to be able to move forward and to make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? Just to make better decisions as she moves forward. Because, again, the way that all of this has come across, and then what I heard and what I listened to, and then I did, like my friend Ish said, I read the Cliff Notes version. I was like, okay, I can't go through all 50 videos. I need to see exactly what it is she's talking about, and we can go from there. And that's exactly what I did. I had summed it up all after one video, to be very honest with you, and then read the Cliff Notes of just a few other things that happened, and I was like, okay, I get it. So in the meantime, I just want to talk about that tonight because it was just me that was going to be in studio tonight, as I mentioned on the first part of the show. And so y'all wasn't getting nobody else but Toya tonight. And so I definitely want to talk about that because that was all over social media. As I mentioned, if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, I have some amazing shows that are going to be coming up over the next few months. I mentioned my friend Rip Michaels is going to be coming on the show March 14th. I talked to him on the way here. That is the gentleman who is on the Nick Cannon Wildin' Out show, who had the heart attack, who actually is going to be having a show at the Apollo that is coming up. He was on Fox 5 News this morning, but he'll be on the show on March 14th. I talked to him. He has been a friend of the show for years. I had the pleasure of interviewing him some years back. He'll be on the show on March 14th. Dr. Darcella Soames is going to be on the show on March 2nd, 3rd, 7th. I don't know. One of them. 7th. On March 7th, Dr. Darcella Soames, who is receiving an African American Chamber of Commerce award on Thursday, along with Benjamin Crump. So yes, this is a prestigious award and a prestigious event that is happening on Thursday, but she will be in studio with me in the next couple of weeks. And the ladies from Yoshida Academy are back, and they will be in studio with me as of next week. I have some friends, like I said, we checking on their schedules, trying to see when they can make it in the studio as well. And y'all know my sister, Miss Queen Bee, she coming back with me, you know, not full time like it was before. She got a whole full life over there, but she will be back on some few doing a couple of shows with me. So I got some great things coming. Y'all better make sure y'all stay tuned right here, because we are locked and loaded right here on BKS1 Radio. On the Al Show. Thank you to everybody, because I did go on Facebook and I did go on Instagram earlier, and I was like, y'all, what y'all want me to talk about today? And this was actually, shout out to Samantha, because this was one of the topics. She was like, talk about that girl from TikTok. And I did, and I just kept talking, and it ended up being a whole show. I did get some more people talking about that suggested talking about strength. Another one was poly relationships. Ooh. Y'all know we're going to have to talk about poly relationships on the show, right? Y'all know we're going to have to talk about poly. You know what? Listen, if you are in a poly relationship, please DM me. Not because I want to be a part of it, but because I want to interview y'all, and I want to know the dynamics of how that works to the rest of the world, right? If this isn't normal to them. So DM me, because that was something that someone suggested from one of my videos earlier, and I really would be interested to know how that works and interview a lot of these poly couples who are out here now. But again, I have come to the end of my show, and God willing, I will be back here next week. Same time, same place, different show. And I love you all for watching, everybody who was in the comments tonight, and I love everybody for listening, and I will see you soon. God bless. Stay healthy, stay well. Bye, everybody. Bye, y'all.